There is a new report released by the Center for Immigration Studies that found that in 2013, while the president was saying, we've arrested more people, we've put more people, sent them back than even George W. Bush. The truth is, the U.S. Administration and Customs Enforcement released 68,000 criminal aliens. Not the good kind of illegals, but the ones that are actually criminals. 68,000 of them were released and put back into our country. And then they also failed to remove 870,000 illegal aliens that had mandatory deportation orders. Here to discuss it now is TheBlaze's Tara Setmayer. Tara, the lies I can't comprehend, but I really can't comprehend the fact that 68,000 people with criminal records, we're not talking about just illegals, these are criminals, were released not at the border, but all across America in our own towns. And I don't hear any outrage. Do you?
Yeah, well, that's because this story is being whitewashed, literally. I mean, the administration has been lying to us for many years about a bunch of things, but what's going on at the border and what's happening with illegal immigration is one of the biggest lies that this administration is perpetuating. First, they're conflating the numbers. They're using Border Patrol apprehensions at the border and conflating them with ICE deportations to come up with this phony deportation number. So that's the first time that's ever happened. So the numbers the administration has been putting out thus far, trying to claim that they're so tough on deportations, is a bunch of crap.
Explain how they're fudging that number.
Because the Border Patrol, when they catch people at the border and then they turn them back, they're now including those numbers with ICE, which is more interior enforcement. That's Immigrations, Customs, and Enforcement. That's actually the main law enforcement body to deport illegals. So they're the ones who are...
Those two numbers were separate. So we catch a lot at the border and we stop them and turn them back. But
versus interior enforcement, which is what the ones that are already here, we find them and then send them back.
Oh, perfect. Sarah Carter did a great article for us on how the government is almost a bus service. There was a woman who had her child returned to her. You want to explain?
Yeah, one of the things that I think is astonishing is that all of a sudden now our law enforcement officers, the ones who are sworn and tasked with enforcing immigration law, are becoming a taxi service now for illegals coming across the border. More and more children are being sent over here because the word is out that the enforcement mechanisms in the U.S. are, a joke now, particularly with the Dreamers now being allowed to stay and the Obama administration putting out prosecutorial discretion memos telling ICE agents, well, we don't really want you enforcing the deportations. The word is out. So now children are being sent across the border from Central American states unaccompanied with coyotes, these smugglers that bring them across, to their illegal parents who are already here. And there was a story, Sarah Carter broke it a couple months ago, that our DHS, our ICE agents, actually took a 12-year-old girl and delivered her to her mother in Virginia, who is here also illegally. They didn't go back. They got to stay here. And Yahoo News actually just did a story over the weekend about the increase in the number of children coming over here and they're being left and abandoned because they're not getting payment. So now, it's a human rights issue too. That's the other side of it. But this is because the United States they're not enforcing the law and the word is out.
Tara, what is I could kind of understand the idea with Campion and Ramos in a way. I kind of understood, okay, this is George Bush and he wants the Texas Corridor Highway and all of these things for big business. What the hell is the motivation for any of this?
Well, open borders. The Obama administration doesn't believe that our border should be enforced. It's clear.
There is no country in the world, not one, that has
That's right. I mean, Mexico, they complain about the border security that we have, or what's left of it. They complain to us that it's inhumane, yet they shoot people who come across their border, their southern border. But, the Americans, we're the ones that are inhumane. Look, listen, it comes from the top down. Vice President Biden last week at a speech said that he believes that the 11 million people who are here illegally, I think it's more like 20, but he considers them all U.S. citizens. They're all citizens. The new DHS Secretary, Johnson, he said that he thinks that they've earned a right to be citizens. Eric Holder, our Attorney General, he says that amnesty is a civil right. So what do you expect? This is who the American people elected, unfortunately,
But the
and this is the
American
policy
people,
we get.
The American people don't even have anybody on the other side. The other
I know.
side won't deal with it either.
That's true. This is one of those issues that's been kicked down. The can has been kicked down the road for years and years, and Republicans are guilty in their own way because they want cheap labor and they don't want to be seen as being against Hispanics because of the vote. They want Hispanics to vote for them, and the politicization of this issue is really weakened the United States on a number of levels, including on a national security level as well.
Tara, thank you very much. We'll see you at The Real News in just a few.
You're welcome.